There was a time when choosing a guru was considered more serious than choosing a profession, more sacred than choosing a partner, because a guru was not just a teacher, he was someone who shaped your consciousness. But today, in an age of information, influence, and instant spirituality, how do we know who is truly qualified to guide us? And more importantly, are we qualified to be guided? Namaste. Welcome to Sacred Simplified, where we explore ancient wisdom with clarity, depth, and logic. In today's discussion, we will decode what the ancient yogic tradition says about the true qualities of a guru and the real responsibilities of a disciple, not emotionally, not blindly, but intelligently. Let us begin. The yogic masters did something very surprising. They did not begin by praising the guru, they began with a warning. They described who should not be accepted as a guru. Why? Because spirituality is not a hobby, it is a direction of life. The text says, avoid a teacher who is driven by greed. Avoid someone who is unstable in behavior. Avoid someone who argues excessively. Avoid someone who seeks attention more than truth. Avoid someone who lacks self discipline. Avoid someone who exposes sacred knowledge for ego or money. Avoid someone whose life does not reflect what he teaches. This is extremely practical. If a person is not stable within himself, how can he stabilize someone else? If someone is still struggling with uncontrolled anger, ego, or manipulation, how can he guide another person toward freedom? A guru is not a personality. A guru is a state of maturity. The ancient masters were very clear. Spirituality without character is dangerous. Let us pause here for a moment. In today's world, what attracts us? Confidence, charisma, fluency, stage presence, social media following, but none of these were listed as qualifications. Instead, the qualities described were internal: truthfulness, self control, compassion, clarity, steadiness. A true guru speaks truth even when it is uncomfortable. He is disciplined, not occasionally but consistently. He is compassionate, but not emotionally weak. He does not try to impress, he tries to elevate. He does not create dependency, he creates strength. He does not encourage blind belief, he encourages awareness. Notice something very subtle here. The text does not say the Guru must perform miracles. It does not say he must predict the future. It does not say he must display supernatural powers. The real miracle described is inner stability. Now let us move to something even more important, the disciple. Most people focus only on finding a guru. Very few focus on becoming a worthy disciple. The teaching clearly says do not test a guru casually. Why? Because the relationship is sacred. A disciple must also qualify. A true disciple is humble, not weak, but humble. A true disciple is willing to unlearn. He does not come to argue, he does not come to prove superiority, he comes to transform. A true disciple practices sincerely. He does not collect spiritual knowledge like certificates. He does not jump from one teacher to another for entertainment. He remains steady. And this is difficult in today's time because our minds are trained for distraction. We scroll more than we reflect. We consume more than we practice. But spirituality demands depth. If you are still listening, it means this topic matters to you. Take a moment and ask yourself, am I seeking a teacher or validation? Let us go deeper. The ancient masters also gave a psychological insight. They said, if you accept a flawed guru, you inherit his limitations. Why is that? Because influence shapes consciousness. When we admire someone deeply, we unconsciously absorb their patterns. That is why discernment is not disrespect. Discernment is protection. Blind devotion is not spirituality. Mature devotion is. There is a big difference. Blind devotion says, I will follow without thinking. Mature devotion says, I have observed, I have understood, I chose consciously. Spirituality was never against intelligence. In fact, it demands the highest intelligence. The guru disciple relationship is not emotional dependency, it is a disciplined partnership. The guru provides direction, the disciple provides dedication. The guru provides clarity, the disciple provides commitment. When both are aligned, growth becomes natural. But if either side lacks sincerity, the system fails. This teaching is extremely relevant today. We live in a time where guidance is available everywhere: podcasts, workshops, courses, retreats, influencers. But availability is not authenticity. We must ask, is this person internally anchored or just externally impressive? And even more importantly, am I ready to follow discipline or do I only enjoy inspiration? Inspiration feels good, discipline transforms. The ancient yogis respected the Guru not because of fear but because of trust. Trust built through observation, trust built through consistency, trust built through character. And they respected the disciple not because he surrendered blindly but because he practiced sincerely. This is the sacred equation. Let us simplify it completely. A true guru is steady, is disciplined, is truthful, is compassionate, lives what he teaches, and does not seek control. A true disciple is humble, is consistent, is sincere, is patient, is willing to practice, and does not seek shortcuts. When these two meet, transformation happens, not because of magic, not because of superstition, but because of maturity meeting guidance. In the end, spirituality is not about dependency, it is about awakening. The Guru's role is temporary, the awakening is permanent. The highest teaching is not follow me forever. The highest teaching is realize yourself. And perhaps the deepest question is not where can I find a true guru, but am I preparing myself to recognize one? Because without preparation, even wisdom appears ordinary, and with preparation, even a simple sentence becomes life changing. So, today we learned something powerful. A guru is not someone who impresses you. A guru is someone who transforms you. And a disciple is not someone who follows blindly. A disciple is someone who practices sincerely. The ancient masters were very clear. Liberation is not a one sided effort, it is a sacred partnership between wisdom and humility. Before searching outside, prepare inside. Because when the disciple becomes ready, guidance naturally appears. If this discussion added clarity to your journey, share it with someone who values depth over noise. This is Sacred Simplified, where spirituality is not complicated, it is understood. I will see you in the next exploration. Namaste.